all-time high, and now everybody's going to start turning their attention to altcoins. So I thought I would get on this live stream. There's no better time to do it and sit here and go through some altcoin opportunities with you guys. There's a few things that will happen from here. We're not just going to go up in a straight line. There will be an opportunity to get in. So I want to go through I'll go through a Bitcoin trade that I took myself, explain where the entry was, as well as maybe some other charts that I've done as well. And I also want to go over some coins that I covered 2 weeks ago on this channel to show you how they played out in relation to the TA that we did on that video. So welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me live. If you are here in the chat, be sure to say hello. Let me know that you're here and that you can hear me okay. I can see all of your hellos coming through. It's good to see you guys. What a day, hey? What a day for crypto. I do have something I'm going to show you that is going to be a little bit cautious, but we'll get through that in a second. Who have we got here today? We've got D. How you doing? Melvin's in the house. Daddy coin. I don't chart shit coins. Dan's in the house. Philip, Ryan, Dream Doc, Reese. Good to see you all. So many people here. All right, I'm going to show you very quickly Bitcoin because I don't want to spend too much time on Bitcoin, but I know that, you know, we did break the all-time high. Then we had a little bit of a retracement. It's what we're kind of doing now. And so people are kind of wondering what's happening next because this pullback kind of happened as soon as Trump declared victory, which is natural. So we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart first on smaller timeframes, and then I'm going to go over some alts, and hopefully if there's some time left, I'll take some requests as well. But this will be a bit of a longer video because we are here live streaming. So hopefully I can get through as many altcoins as you guys want, and be sure to smash a like button if you appreciate that because you know, right now everyone's eyes are on Bitcoin and looking for pullbacks to get in on Bitcoin, but the opportunity is going to be in what moves next, not what has already moved. Okay, so that's what we're going to try and look for today. So let me just share with you my Bitcoin chart. And I want to, oh, hello from Austria. Good grumpy day. Arkham, smash like, guys. Okay, so this was my Bitcoin trade that I ended up taking. Now, earlier in the week, I said to you, if a trade doesn't smack you in the face, if it's not super obvious to you, this week is going to be highly risky, you know, probably difficult to trade. So if it doesn't smack you in the face, just sit out. Don't worry, you know, wait for it all to be over and there will be trades after this. So I want to talk you through this trade because this is a trade, even though I didn't intend to trade this week, this was what I would consider to be a smack you in the face type of trade. And this was a day trade taken on the 15-minute time frame. If we go back to the weekend, which was here, we had this consolidation for, I think it was Saturday, Sunday, we broke a little bit to the downside. And then through Monday session, we had a spike high and a spike low. And this was our false move week beginning. And we know to look for 3-day trends at the session changeovers on Monday. Worst case scenario, it can come on a Tuesday. So what ended up happening in this week in particular was we got this pivot right here at the end of the US session. Now, this period of time here, I'm personally asleep, so I didn't see this trade opportunity until I woke up. But this was really significant because we broke the low of the week right here at 67,446. And then we came up and we reclaimed it here with a hammer at the very beginning of Asia. So that pretty much completed a inverse head and shoulder type pattern, and that is an entry signal, especially when it's at the low of the week, and you can count your 3 level drops prior, which we know we had from the trapping volume formation. So everything kind of lined up there to take a trade. Because I missed that, I then had to wait for price to consolidate above the 50 EMA. So that's your second chance entry right there, which is where I got my entry, and this is the Bitcoin trade that I ended up taking. And it's currently at the all-time high, it was a 16.8 to 1 risk to reward. So I've taken some profit on this, but I am holding a little bit longer because what I sort of have a feeling that UK might just consolidate now and accumulate a little bit more. To me, I do think that there should be one more rise in this, and that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking to see if the US brings it to me, because the US hasn't even started trading yet, don't forget, you know. So we could have another leg up to go. That's what I'm waiting for. I like that we're above 50% Asia, and I like that we're above the 50 EMA, and there were previously, we'll have a look at in a second, but there were previously high level long orders at around that level too. And you can see in these 3 candles here, that's where price wicked into to pick up those long orders. And now we are hopefully in the process of moving out and potentially one more move to the upside. Jade says, Linda, yeah, we hope we're onto a Linda, right? Bless says hi from New Zealand. Thank you for being here. Okay, so that's what I'm personally looking for. Now, there were some sell orders here. Let's go and have a look what is going on right now, though, so that we can get the most current. Oh, Trump just properly won. Okay, so let's check that out first. Actually, here we go. This is what I was waiting for. So I was really skeptical because this was not at 270 until like just now. So this is okay. Now we can say he has actually won. He really needed to get above 270, and it now says the AP has called this race. Okay, so he's definitely won. Okay, good news. Before that, I was like, they're not going to give it to him that easily, you know. How rude. Harris, you know, hadn't actually conceded, and she said she would speak tomorrow. And I was like, oh, what if she comes out and it's not great? We kind of have to like hold on a little bit here, but it's confirmed now, okay? There is something else we have to keep an eye out for, but let's just go back to talking about price action currently. So here we go. Maybe that's going to give us level 3, right? So know that news is always the excuse. So prior to me knowing that, I was telling you, I think there should be one more rise. And now it has been confirmed that might be the thing that ends up giving us the one more rise. So now let's have a look at what's going on here. So I would imagine that the short orders will probably start to lighten up now. And look here, see how you can see all this red below here? So these are high level long orders, not too far below where the current price is. We've got 73,150, 72,850 and 72,200. These are where people are hoping to go long if price comes down just a little bit further. And above price, we currently have shorts. What have we got? 100K at 74,650 and 74,775. So see how now they're lightening up to pink? This is why I like being able to show you guys live, because when I show you this in a recording, you only see it at the time. But live, we can see it moving around a lot. And if this candle starts to build momentum and speed to the upside, you watch this lighten up right before it gets there and price will just go straight through it. So see now they're down to 76 and 83. Like, this is not a lot to worry about. Let's look at the buy orders. We've got 108, 119, 123. So there's more interest in buying this now and pushing it further to the upside than there is in shorting it, which again, it just gives me that little bit more confidence. Although I'm going to be wary of this level, like I'm going to judge the price action when we get there, it gives me a little bit more confidence that they do in fact want to. Now she just needs to get kicked out properly. Oh my lord. It gives me confidence that we should get more of a move to the upside from here. So I know, I've watched a few other streams today and some people were saying they were a little bit disappointed. They expected Bitcoin to push higher. I didn't really expect it to push higher until US, to be honest. So let's see, US could be our session today. And as long as we stay above this 50% Asia and 50 EMA kind of area, I'm going to expect that there is another rise to come. And I'm not going to be too worried about sell orders to the high. So let me show you another trade that I took. Where is it? Here. So this was a trade. God bless Bitcoin. Absolutely. This was a trade that I took on WIF. That's a bit of a dramatic screenshot there. And again, just to explain the reasons for taking this trade. So one thing we're going to have to get used to in the bull market now, if we're in a bull market, there's no ifs, okay? We're just in it, like, let's make some money. But one thing we're going to have to get used to is W formations may become rare and a thing of the past, and we will still get them, but we won't get them as regularly as what we're used to as traders trading the TBD system. What will happen more often is V bottoms, okay, like this. And the reason that happens is because there's liquidity that's been built below, because everybody's feeling bullish, so they're opening leverage long positions. Something like this, right? You see a double bottom here, you open a long position, we go into some consolidation, market maker in that consolidation says, oh no, I haven't built up enough contracts. Let's spike it down one more drop to the downside, wipe these people out, pick up some more contracts for ourselves, not give them time, because people will go short here because it's a break of support. So we won't give the shorts time to get out. Let's move fast back up to the upside. And that's what a V bottom essentially is. And we will have to get used to that. So you really need to start learning where liquidity is and start expecting moves like this. And there's a couple of ways that you can trade V bottoms. So you have to match it up with liquidity. You want a high level of liquidity here. And something like this is the perfect example where you know there's a support level that most retail would open a long position. And then if it spikes down below, that's where you're looking to assess if that was a liquidation hunt. And if it is, you would expect a V bottom, and you can take a position there. I don't usually take a full position there because it's not technically a market structure change, which means it's still very risky, okay? So I usually take a half or a quarter position here, depending on how confident I am. And then once it moves through the 50 EMA and then consolidates above it, so right here, this is where I would usually add to the rest of my position and tighten up my stop loss, and then just let the trade go. Once you tighten your stop loss, again, you recalculate, you make sure you're only at 1% risk, and you can usually get a much better risk to reward anyway than entering off the V bottom, because there's no better entry than entering off consolidation, especially when the candles are really small and tight like this. So you can see in this example, that was a great trade. That was a 16 to 1 risk to reward, and we're having a bit of a pullback now, holding the 50 EMA. Again, this all here to me is rise level 1, retracement, rise 2, might get a rise 3 out of it, we'll see. So I have a little bit left on this trade just in case. But these are just two examples of how to trade this cycle, you know, like when we start going into the crazy times, which we hope we're going into. Now, I'm going to, before I start looking at the chat and what coins you want me to go through, I want to quickly go through the coins that I covered on this video here. I said time to buy. So this was 13 days ago. So let's have a look at what happened since then. I did all of these charts on the daily time frame. And these charts have been untouched. So with Doge, for example, I was expecting a bit of a move down into this area of interest. And at the time, there was a possibility of altcoin capitulation. So I picked, for most of these, I tried to pick two area of interest for you guys. One, the higher low for an entry if we were bullish. And two, the low area if we were to capitulate, where I thought you might get a really low buy. So in this one, you can see the price wicked right into that area of interest on these two candles right here. I'm not sure how clearly you can see that. And this was the area I was saying to look out for. And if you had have caught that Doge position, let's see what you would have done so far. An 8 to 1 risk to reward, depending on where you put your stop loss. So that was an excellent trade. With Solana, I don't think we didn't get our area of interest. It didn't come down as low as I would like. But again, see how we have this high right here? I wouldn't buy here because I want to have the best risk to reward that I can possibly get. And I don't like to chase trades. So unless I get the retracement that I want into an area of interest, I know that this money that I'm willing to put on a Solana trade can be better used elsewhere. So I never worry. If price doesn't come down to where I personally want to get an entry, let it go and look for something else. And that's sort of what I mean with Bitcoin today. Like if you weren't in a long position prior to today and you're looking for a pullback, instead of like waiting and just watching Bitcoin and looking for this pullback and it doesn't pull back as far as you want, there are so many other coins that are going to potentially move soon where you can put that money instead and be in more towards the beginning of it than at the all-time high. So this is an example of that. Didn't get what I wanted, so no entry there. With Aptos, beautiful area of interest. So we had 2 here and we had 3 candles right into the first one. So that one's moving off now. What happened with 𝗬𝗏? 𝗬𝗏 came just a tiny bit lower, but still within this vector. So good enough. It's wiped out this liquidity now, and that's on its way. Again, these are on their way, so there's no entries. I'm just showing you from that video, basically so you don't think I'm a fraud. But also sometimes I know some things, guys. So that's what I'm quickly showing you. With TIA, here we had double bottom. I was waiting to see how far into this area of interest we return. There was a lot of liquidity, big, and the reason this liquidity was big down here was because TIA, I believe, had a token unlock or something like that. So up here, there was many like bearish people, lots of shorts opened up here. And that's why I thought, keep your eye on this, because I know why people are shorting. But if it doesn't break this level, it could be a really good buy. So I even think for a long-term investment, this is the daily time frame, don't forget. So when you zoom out on TIA, look at how much potential it's got. It's really massive, you know. So a bullish engulfing close tomorrow, you know, it may, if it gets, actually, this is what you should do. If this gets a bullish engulfing close on tomorrow's candle close, go to the 4-hour time frame and see if you get a bit of a retracement. Draw your fibs on the 4-hour. So let's just go down to the 4-hour. So you want it to push up more than this, first of all, right? But if, let's just say it pushes up to the 200, you'll draw your fibs and then set your alerts at 38, 50, and 61. And if it comes back and you get your alert fires in these zones and it looks like it's either consolidating or giving you hammers or bullish looking candles, that's going to be a really good entry on this. And you're almost right at the bottom, you know, like this is pretty insane, right? So I'd keep an eye on that one. 𝗬𝗏, I think it's too late. Look, 𝗬𝗏 wicked right into the top of the area of interest. I don't know if you would have got that unless you had a limit order, which is, I don't tend to do limit orders. But, you know, there's nothing to do with 𝗬𝗏 now except ride the wave because it's already back. I believe this is its all-time high, right? Yeah. So those are some examples of some last ones. And now I want to have a look at some coins that you might want me to chart. But I do want to also send the warning, and it's not a warning, but it's also like just hopefully a little bit of FOMO reducing news. Don't forget that this Thursday we have the FOMC, okay? And the thing is, if we are extremely bullish into that, then let's just say that happens and it's not the best news. We get, you know, whatever, something unexpected, then that might cause a sell-off. But that sell-off might only lead to a macro higher low. And so if you're having one of those days today that you're looking at Bitcoin and altcoins and you're feeling like you've missed out, it's only a day away. Is it a day? Just a little bit over a day away before there may actually be something that happens that gives you a retracement for an entry like nothing ever happened. So that's why I wanted to live stream today, because I want to do 2 things. I want to set some retracement areas based off liquidity for you. And I also want to set some low buy areas in case it's terribly bad, because that is still a possibility as well. Either way, I think from here on out at this point, I think there's still buying opportunities. If we have a look at, let's have a look at the rest of the market. Like look at the S&P today. You know, that's moving up. NASDAQ's moving up. You know, so just everything today is a good day, but everything over the next few days will eventually retest and either prove the move, because you've got to remember, the fast move is the false move. Like, never forget that. The fast move is the false move. And we want to trade them, but we want to be on the right side of them, number one. And number two, we want to always be protecting our profits, especially when price moves fast, because it's false. So at some point in time, this is going to come back, and it won't be proven until it comes back and the structure changes, right? So just be aware of that. Sorry, I just have to take a bit of a drink. Soothing Sound says, yep, I'm going to wait till FOMC. Yeah, good one. Okay. Now, one more thing I just want to show you is with the dominances, because I did this tweet the other day. Was it this one? No, that was today. I did a tweet the other day when the dominance was looking really bad. This one. Saying, we've reached the close your eyes and don't look at your altcoin portfolio. And I was being a bitch, okay? Like, I was in a mood. I said, creators that have focused mostly on Bitcoin content for the last 2 years, here's who you should follow. Creators that have focused on mostly Bitcoin content for the last 2 years. If you didn't do that, this is your apprenticeship. Who to delete? Those that told you won't get a big enough multiple on Bitcoin, so keep chasing alts, right? So at the time, this was the others chart, and it was heading down, and it just was not looking great. Now, I got comments on this. I probably won't find them, but I got some comments on this of people saying, oh, but, you know, why should I chart against Bitcoin? You know, like I'm 800% up on Solana. Like, I'm really sorry, but you can't judge your whole altcoin portfolio by one lucky buy. An altcoin portfolio is an overall portfolio. Anyone who bought Sol is right, okay? Like, anyone who bought Sol is right. But like, if that's the only thing that's up in your whole portfolio, then the message there about the other dominance is still true. Overall, altcoins have been underperforming against Bitcoin. And so that just means that your gains have not been maximized yet. There are always outliers, and sure, you might have picked some lucky coins. Some meme coins outperform Bitcoin. Solana did. A few other things did. Maybe 𝗧𝗿𝗃, I don't know. I haven't checked the Bitcoin chart against it. But, you know, the point being, like, when we're talking in general, and in general, it has not been a great time to buy altcoins when you chart them against Bitcoin, and they, for the most part, have been very bearish. But again, the reason I'm doing this live stream is because that might be on the verge of changing. And I'm going to show you why. And if it is, we want to be prepared in advance of that. So a lot of the times I don't get super high views on my YouTube videos because I bring out things for you to prepare in advance for them to happen. And therefore it's not a popular narrative until everyone else starts talking about it a week or two later. But that's too late, okay? So that's why I'm getting in early. I know it's going to hurt my views, but I don't give a shit because I want to like get you guys prepared. And this is why I say we should prepare. So Bitcoin dominance is moving up, okay? So everybody's waiting for Bitcoin dominance to pull back before they think that it's going to be alt season. But this is not the only chart you should watch. USDT dominance, look at this. This is deliciously bearish. So this is great, okay? We had this triangle break down, this wedge, it's breaking down again now, perfect. That means people are risk on, and that's what we want to see. But when the USDT dominance is dropping, that's when you have to go to see where is the money shifting to. It's not automatically shifting to Bitcoin or altcoins. And that's why you need the combination of the three charts. So we know that the dominance is currently rising. And then this is the others, which is, I prefer the others dominance because I prefer to exclude the top 10 coins because I know that if Bitcoin's bullish, the top 10 are going to move next and that's fine and like whatever. And we sort of want to care about the whole, the market, the whole altcoin market as a whole. So the reason I say we could potentially be preparing, and again, this is a very early call, is because when you look at the other dominance chart right now, we've got this huge red vector candle right here. We returned there once before here, and we've returned here again in the last couple of days or whatever. Now, this has the potential because it's starting to move out with speed. So that's what I look for when price enters an area of interest. I'm looking at how it reacts with speed, not just the candle itself. And so this started to move out. We've got a nice bullish engulfing here, another one potentially today, still got 13 hours to go. But if that happens, then I'm going to watch this closely to see if it starts to form what might end up looking like this, something like this, where we move out, we change the structure a little bit, maybe we recover all of this red vector here, then we come back and create a higher low. If that happens, if that part there happens, that's going to be your retracement for entry on the altcoins that you like. And then that could be it. That's your opportunity to buy other altcoins. But again, I encourage you, before you buy any of them, chart them against Bitcoin first, just to make sure they're not still bearish against Bitcoin. And again, it's not about just that it outperforms Bitcoin. You have to understand, if your coin that you want to buy is bullish just on its USDT chart, like let's have a look at Ethereum as an example. Where's Ethereum here? Okay. So you might say, okay, this is a nice big green vector, like it's a good day. Maybe at the end of the day, this is just ranging, but this is a nice big green vector. You held the 800 EMA. If you wanted to talk yourself into believing this is bullish, you could. There's arguments to say that this is bullish, okay? Now you go and chart this against Bitcoin. And what the hell, dude? Like, it's broken the last vector, so it didn't hold this one. Not good. The next key one is all the way down here, and it's still creating lower lows. It's just a straight flat line down. So what that means is, even though I could have made money here, right? I could have made money on this candle right here. If ETH BTC had actually changed structure and was bullish again, I would make a hell of a lot more profit. So for example, let's just say this here, let's see how much this has moved up today. So 9%. If ETH BTC was also bullish, that'd be a 20% gain minimum. That's why you want both, because you're going to maximize the money that you can make. It's not about whether or not you should be in Bitcoin or this. I mean, it is a little bit, especially if you're strapped for cash, but you make more money if they're both bullish. And so those are the things that you want to get in on, and those are the reasons that you want to watch this stuff. All right, let me see what people want me to chart. You can leave some comments in the chart if you want me to have a look at. Why does everybody always ask about DOT? I haven't looked at DOT since 1965, but let's have a look. Okay, look at this. Look at this Bitcoin chart. Okay, so this is DOT BTC. Like, why are we looking at DOT? Does anyone care about this? Like, what? Sure, lots of upside potential, but it hasn't even started to change structure. DOT BTC has not even started to change structure. There's no interest in this. Let me look at DOT. Just to please you, .USDT. Okay, so the USDT chart is at an area, it's at a support, okay? But again, this isn't going to move out with speed unless .BTC turns around. So yeah, it's worth watching. See if it can cross the 50 EMA and then retest, because if it does that, then your .BTC might start to change structure, but that would be my condition. Why do you want DOT and then you want ADA? What's happening here? Jesus. Quantum reality says Jesus. I know, right? Dojo already covered, so I'm not doing that one again. If I do ADA, everyone's going to jump off the stream. Right, what else have we got here? Tau I did earlier. Didn't I do Tau earlier? I showed you Tau earlier. Sure I did. I did. What else? Aptos I showed you earlier. Why are you saying all the things I showed you? CAS. All right, let's look at CAS, because I'm pretty sure CAS is an opportunity. Pretty sure from memory. Okay, so CAS BTC is not great yet, but I do like that we're starting to develop these wicks to the downside here. But again, it's consistently rejecting the 10 EMA, bearish. Okay, so it needs to now, if it's going to not return to these wicks, it needs to now at least get above the 10, then the 20. Ideally the 10 and the 20. And then you'd have more interest in it, potentially run to the 50, come back for your higher low. Then you would start looking at getting involved in this. The only plus side I can say is these wicks, but it's got to stay away from these wicks. That's the number one condition. CAS USDT. And again, yeah, look, so we've just returned to this support from the start of 2024. Let's have a look at where the liquidity is on this. Oh, hold on. I have to sign in. 1 second. Good morning from Miami, Tony. One sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, see, look, this is why it's an opportunity once the Bitcoin 𝗓𝗃 turns around. Look at this. Look at all this liquidity above. That's delicious. That is so freaking delicious. And there is not a lot left below here. And this has only formed as a result of this move down. So prior to this, I know this because CAS is one of the ones in my portfolio. But prior to this, this was bright yellow in this zone here. And that is what got taken on this move down. So now we're waiting for that market structure change on this. Before we sort of offload a little bit more money into it. But if we can get that, so if we can get, you know, something like a W formation soon, or even just consolidation, because we may not be lucky enough to get higher lows, we have to wait and see, but it's going to start coming for all of this. And I love that the brightest zone of this is back here at this high at 0.2. So if you can catch this trade, like I took this, I actually took this, I'm pretty sure I took this as a leverage trade as well on a smaller time frame, because this, like, look at this. There is so much above it that they're going to come for. And I believe that they will leave this behind, you know, unless, of course, something terrible happens. FOMC, let's get past that first. But we need to be aware that this area exists here. So if we do get final stop hunts, final moves to the downside, that area is between 0.08 to 0.1. Otherwise, look for this structural change here and keep an eye on the Bitcoin chart. 𝗟𝗿𝗃 is another one I know has been struggling and could be a really good opportunity. So let's have a look at that one. And yeah, so see this, like this is almost 100% reset back to this very tiny vector candle here that started this big move to the upside. So potentially great opportunity, but it's not time for an entry just yet, is what I'm saying. We need to see the structure change, because again, look, 20 EMA rejection, 10 EMA rejection, 10 EMA rejection. That is bearish. There's no other way to look at it. You know, it couldn't get above 50, then it couldn't get it above the 20, then it couldn't get above the 10. It's just going from bad to worse. So we need to see that structure change on 𝗟𝗃𝗃. Once it does, it's going to have a lot of potential. And let me show you that on the USDT chart. Let's add the liquidity to that. Again, see, look, now this will grow as, you know, if it changes structure and it starts to move. Hey, I must have charted this at some point in time. But anyway, this will start to grow if we break this trend line right here, which we haven't yet broken it. See this zone here that I previously had marked? So that would have been bright yellow at the time, and this move to the downside has wiped that out. So the damage has been done, right? Of course, new liquidity builds below because people take longs off this this low right here, but it's not huge. So it does make sense that they will come for the upper liquidity next. But for you as a conservative long-term trader, you, again, are just looking for it to break and change structure now. And then you know what's above it. You know, you will reassess back at this prior high here. Actually, let's reassess this one back at this. I should be saving all these charts, but anyway. We will reassess back at this vector candle right here when it takes out this bright yellow liquidity. When it does, there'll be new levels above and we can hold on to it for longer. Okay, what else is going on? What else do you want? So the conspiracy is cancelled. Yes, you're right. The conspiracy was true until this actually came out right here. So anyway, good for us because it means we can get back to normal trading. What else? Super. Okay, let's look at, yeah, all right. Super, I already know super's too high. The opportunity has passed. It was the other day. This was the best pullback we got down. I think it was about $1 on the USDT chart, but this was the best we got. This was a very, if you were watching this one live, this hammer moved very fast. And I actually did do a buy off this hammer because I thought, even though I wanted 70 cents, I thought I'm not going to get it. Like there's too much interest in this. So I did do another DCA here. And mind you, if it did come down to 70 cents, I would DCA even more. But this was where I decided that's yeah, I'm dreaming at this point in time to ask for anything lower, but we will have a look at USDT. But the Bitcoin market structure is great. See here again, it's now at its all-time high. So this was the candle right here, and yeah, it came down to $1. Let's see where the liquidity is on it. And yeah, so this is an example of like if we had a pullback, you'd be targeting sort of this range here at about 82 to 85 cents. If we had a massive sell-off for some reason, like FOMC reason, you'd be targeting here between 62 to 70 cents. So they're the kind of two zones that you're looking for, but you always have to, you know, when price gets to your initial zone, you judge the candlesticks at the time to decide if you're going to get any better. And so what this looks like now is what this looked like last week. And so when I judged this candlestick at the time, I was like, not going to get anything lower, better just go in. So now there's not really anything to say, like why would you buy it now? Because A, the move has already happened, and B, we've got resistance too close to it, you know. So unless it has a big sell-off, another 50 EMA retest, or if you're very lucky, a 200 EMA retest, you're too late on this. But if you're in it, you're just riding it now whilst the market structure is giving you higher highs and higher lows. You're just riding it. Now, someone asked me about AVAX, I saw, which I haven't looked at AVAX for a very long time. So let's check that one out. Okay, this is not too bad because, okay, so this is our low here. We've returned here once and twice. Oh, sorry, did you guys see that? Yeah, that's is that the absolute like dead set low? Okay, that's nearly. Okay, not fully. But this is the low since 2023, revisited once. We're in it now. Again, what you would be looking for is that market structure change to make sure it doesn't want any more of this zone. And let it run up, you know, as far as it needs to run. Even if it went all the way up to the 200 EMA, eventually it will come back and retest the 50 EMA. You have to be patient with these things because it's the daily time frame, don't forget, you know. So if they don't retrace, they consolidate, and retracements or consolidations after the market structure has changed are your areas to enter. So let's see if we've got a liquidity heat map for this one. So that must have been drawn. Okay, so this is not actually relevant, but this one would be. And so this, can you guys see? Yeah, this blue vector here is where we were attracted to come back to in the hammer here, and looks like, you know, now it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to return all the way there, which is a good sign. But again, got to watch that Bitcoin chart. Let's see what we've got here. It's not a huge amount, so I would say there's probably not a lot of interest in AVAX right now, but it might come if it changes structure. If it can get back above the 200 EMA and hold above it, might get some interest. Right now, people would just be considering this as consolidation. If you're already long, your target to sort of reassess this is at about 29 to 31. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would enter this personally. Not enough. It's just not enough for me. Okay, what else? So I did AVAX. VRA. VRA is probably dead. With absolutely no hope. Let's see. Basically dead. I'm not into gaming coins this cycle. I'm just not into them. No matter how much I zoom out on this, I can't find a reason to enjoy what I'm looking at. So, yeah, got a lot of work to do. It's got a lot of work to do. I don't know. Is anyone even talking about this at the moment? Is it doing anything great? It's lower highs, lower lows. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see if there's any hope on the other chart. All right. Positive that it's sort of consolidating in this range. Let's see if there's any interest. 𝗧𝗿's at all-time highs. No point in charting 𝗧𝗿. You got to let it just go and do its thing and start a retracement. I don't think this has, this doesn't have the liquidity information available. So above the 200 EMA and retest, you would get more interested, which is above this yellow one right here. But anything underneath it, it is just consolidating. So, and I just don't, this isn't one that I would buy in on early because I just don't see a reason to. Like, just no one's really talking about gaming. All right, Phil. Okay, dead. Dead. You guys know now, I don't think I have to repeat myself. Like, look at this. 50 EMA rejections, then it moves to 20 EMA rejections. Look, then it moves to 10 EMA rejections. Like if it's moving down in EMAs that it's rejecting on, it's just on an absolute downhill slope. And the best you can do is zoom out to see where there might be an area of interest. And there's just nothing. There's just nothing. So until this actually changes market structure, I don't know what to tell you. Like it's a waste. Let's look at USDT. So USDT looks like it's potentially bottoming out, but you would not say that this has bottomed out unless Phil BTC starts to change structure, because this, what might look like bottoming out, could just be consolidation before another leg down. So just, yeah, keep that in mind for Phil. Not a lot of interest in this. Your target would not even be back to these two prior highs here. Yeah, I think there's better opportunities than this until it actually breaks out of that zone. Okay, what else is there? Guys, if you're asking for Doge, I did it at the start, so I'm not going to do it again. You can rewatch the replay. Ondo. I think Ondo is another one that is struggling a bit from memory. Yeah. So look at this. Terrible, terrible. But look at the speed coming into this candle. And look at this. Let me show you this. See, if you guys might have to really squint your eyes to see this, but if you can see the dotted lines on my chart, they're bid and ask lines, right? And see how they're quite far apart. So that shows the spread of the market maker. And they do that because, so if you were to put in a limit order, it would, like, if you had a limit order at the white one, it would like get filled. But if you just did a market buy on this, your buy would fill here at the red one. So you're buying higher, and that when that trade opens, it opens in a loss because the actual, like, what is it called? shit, I forgot what it's called, but the price that is the real price, the traded price, is lower than what your market buy is going to be. And that's how they get the price to move up. It's off market buys. It gets the price to move up. So now they're saying, okay, now it's worth this. And then they move it up higher and higher and higher and higher. And so you're getting in at shitty prices. But if you're somebody who wants to like buy things cheap, this is a pretty good hint to you. So you've got like the current price is the white. Look, let me spread this out massive. The blue price is where limit orders would get filled. And and then the red one is where your market orders would end up getting filled. This is basically the sells, right? So the sells are selling up here, but if you market ordered, you'd be market buying from a seller who is selling only at a higher price, which is the market maker, and that's what shoots the price up. So this is good because this causes speed to the upside. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be the market buyer, but you like seeing this spread. It tells you manipulation. So there's manipulation on this right now. Market makers are trying to drive this higher. Great, let them do it. But wait yourself for an entry. You wait for a market structure change. So you'll see when we have high volatility, it was looking like that on Bitcoin earlier today as well. But let them play their games, okay? This is telling you games are being played. Let them play it. Let the market structure change. Then you can get involved in it later on, and you'll be able to get involved at a limit order, because let's just say this moved all the way up to the 50 EMA. Well, then you could draw your fibs on it, for example, and you could put your orders at any of these fib levels that you think the higher low would come in, and you're getting then filled at a limit order as opposed to a market order where you can see that there is manipulation going on. So whilst this currently looks terrible, I will tell you to keep your eye on it, because I can see that manipulation, and that manipulation is the market maker filling their orders. So it might eventually lead to a market structure change. And put this on your watch list and keep an eye on it, even though this looks terrible. So let's look at the other one, USDT. Okay, we'll look on this exchange. Okay, so I must have previously marked this. Let's see where the liquidity is now. All right, decent. So there would have been, I don't know why this is here. This must have been here from a long time ago. Let's just get rid of that. So this is our area here where the liquidity is right now. And I think it probably won't come back there, to be honest with you. Like I think this is on the beginning to changing structure potentially. We want to see it again, get beyond the EMAs, come back for a retest, and then there is liquidity above that it will go for. If it goes up into this liquidity right here, then that's going to create a higher high in comparison to these two peaks. So that's going to change the structure and more people will get involved. So I do like this. I think we should keep an eye on it for sure, because we might be able to get a fairly cheap entry, especially when Ondo BTC turns around, and then this will fly even more. Okay, what else? How long have I been on here for? I don't even know. Nearly an hour. I'm going to go soon, guys, because it gets boring to watch. But let me see. I'm long in Doge now. Where should I target to take profits? Can I target beyond the all-time? Can I target beyond the all-time high? All right, you win. Let's look at Doge. Is that the all-time high? Oh, no. Can I target beyond the all-time high? All the way up here? Bloody hell. Where do you think we are? We want to target up beyond 72 cents. Let's just try to get past resistance first. It is getting into a very key area right here. Okay, look. 1 here, 2 here, previous support here, previous support here, previous support here. This is a key zone and not a bad area to take something off the table, but you would not expect that it's coming for this until it breaks this resistance at 0.22. So that's your next thing if you want to hold on to Doge for longer. And look, it might even do this. Wait, it might do this before it does that, and that's fine. As long as it maintains the structure and continues to create higher highs and higher lows, then you would expect that it will break it eventually. I don't think it's going to break it today. But yeah, if it maintains structure, you would continue holding this. But at a major key level like this, doesn't hurt to take something off the table. All right, what else do you want? Guys, if you've enjoyed this stream, be sure to smash a like button, because I don't do streams very often. And if you hit that like button, it lets me know that you enjoy them. And then I'm incentivized to do them more often. And whilst you're doing that, also don't forget that we've got many exchanges listed in the description of this video where you can get pretty big trading fee rebates. So if you're looking to take these trades that we talked about, especially if you're looking to take them using leverage, my favorite exchange to trade on is 𝗏𝗟𝗃. As you have seen, the trades that I showed you today that I took them all on 𝗏𝗟𝗃. It's such an easy exchange to trade on, and you get a 25% trading fee rebate. So check that out, because not only that, it gets you access into our community. So this trade, these trade ideas that I ended up showing you at the start of this stream, this Bitcoin one here, I was talking to my community about this trade at the time when it was happening, you know. So like, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can't take this trade because it's already happened. But if you're in the community, you could have been in it with me, you know. Look at this. This is good. This is good. Everything's good with Bitcoin, guys, by the way. So yeah, have a look at that, and also hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. What's your star sign? My star sign is Capricorn, and that's why I'm so serious and I have no personality. All right. I can see you guys. I can see you guys in your capital letters. So that means you're serious. So I'm going to do 2 more. Let's have a look at render. Render in the daily. Okay, currently a lower low, but I like that. Look, I'll tell you what I like about this. I like that we have a blue vector at the bottom of this lower low and currently a green vector. That is the start of potentially something good, but it hasn't crossed the 10 EMA yet. So still lots of work to do. Let it move. Let it move out and prove to you that the structure is about to change, and then you can get involved in this. It's obviously come back to this, which would have been a very high volume vector candle previously. So great. That's the start of something good, but it's not there yet. And, you know, when I say it's not there yet, that means it's still at high risk of further downside. If it can't, this goes for everything we've talked about today. They are still at risk of further downside if they cannot get above our key EMAs. So that's why I'm saying don't rush in yet. I know you look at like your altcoin list and everything's like 16, 20, 50% up and you're like, holy shit, what do I do? But don't let this be the reason that you chase trades, because, you know, look at them. They've got a lot of work to do still. Let's look at USDT. And not a bad sign. Looks like a bit of a potentially a double bottom off the 800 EMA. We'll add the heat map. Bitcoin only, do not shitcoin. You know, you can make so much money just trading Bitcoin in multiple ways, and you don't have to spend an hour looking at all of these coins, you know. Like, and sometimes if you're time poor, you're better off only having a small list of 5, 10 coins. 10 even is a lot. And just chart those and trade those daily. But okay, anyway, render I like, loving it, lots of liquidity to the upside. If it comes for this higher liquidity up here, it's going to create, it's going to create a higher high. And so as long as it creates a higher high, like if we get the market structure change, which we don't have yet, but if we get it and then it comes up for this and it creates the higher high, then you don't worry. You don't have to worry about exiting, because you would expect in this zone, it will have a bit of a pullback, potentially to retest an EMA, and more liquidity will build, and then it will go again. So you just ride the trend. It's just that this part here is the tricky part where we have to get our entries. Once we got our entries, we just manage our trades and it's easy. So this liquidity down here doesn't worry me too much, again, unless there is some terrible news that comes out. If there is, you're looking between $3.8 to $4 for a buy. But I'm hesitant, but I will say I don't think, unless FOMC is really terrible, I don't think we're going to come back there. However, I do want to see it now break the 50 EMA and again change the structure before getting involved. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there, but you know the strategy now. You know how to chart and what to look for. If you want me to do this again, you need to let me know. And the way you let me know is by hitting that like button, smashing subscribe, and leaving me a comment down below. Thank you for hanging out with me. Congratulations on Bitcoin all-time high day. And here is to many more gains.